Who is to blame for lack of climate action? Well, there's the oil companies, of course.
Many scientists agree there's ample time to better understand climate systems and consider policy options. So there's simply no reason to take drastic action now.
PR and ad agencies who came up with stuff like this.
Energy, environment.
Some say it's either or. I don't buy it. Join us and become an energy voter.
The politicians who carry water for the fossil fuel industry.
Members of this committee need to start focusing on the issues that are impacting everyday Americans and the consequences of an overly ambitious and unrealistic climate agenda.
There's one culprit that's always missing from discussions of climate accountability: the media. Corporate-backed and legacy news media has partnered with the fossil fuel industry for decades. And yet, the media never includes itself in stories of accountability here. The New York Times worked with Mobil Oil starting in the 70s to create the advertorial. Then they had Mobil running weekly advertorials for decades, a practice that Exxon continued after the two companies merged. And the New York Times is not alone. Washington Post, they helped the American Petroleum Institute frame fossil gas as a climate solution as recently as 2020. Politico, their energy newsletter is sponsored by Chevron. NPR, they're running propaganda for Exxon in their podcasts right now.
This message comes from NPR sponsor ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil is committed to reducing emissions from its operated assets in support of a net zero future.
These ads contribute to the existential crisis of life on Earth. And they give the public yet another reason to distrust the media. And yet the fossil fuel gravy train rolls on with the complicity of corporate and legacy media. That's why we need independent journalism that isn't cashing checks from Exxon or Chevron. That's why we need OptOut. The nonprofit OptOut Media Foundation offers a free app that brings you 150 independent news outlets publishing journalists who get paid by readers and donors, not big oil and gas. At OptOut, you'll find independent news and analysis about the issues that matter without the corporate bias. Join me and hundreds of other journalists who are working to change the national narrative on essential issues like climate, democracy, human rights, and labor. Opt out with us.